tired of staring at a black canvas? Wish you could paint your wildest dreams with just a few words? So yeah, say goodbye to brushstrokes and hello to a new era of creation. So yeah, hey everyone, welcome back to Skill Curve, where we post daily videos on new cutting-edge technologies. So in this video, we're going to talk about DALL-E 3, the AI art tool that's turning imagination into reality. So forget everything you thought you knew about art, because DALL-E 3 doesn't just draw, it basically bends reality, defies physics, and paints your wildest dreams into stunning detail. So in this video, we're going to talk about all the features of DALL-E 3, which are image generation, image analysis, editing images, aspect ratios, and text generation. And not only that, I'm going to also be telling you the perfect prompt formula that you require in order to create the perfect images in DALL-E 3, and also all of its parameters and modifiers as well. And also at the end, I'm going to be telling you guys the perfect prompt examples for all of the categories of the images, such as realistic, portraits, logos, 3D renders, anime characters, and landscapes. So yeah, this is the paintbrush. Grab your keyboard and join me on this mind-bending journey into the future of art. So yeah, this is DALL-E 3 and it's going to change everything. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so first of all, if you talk about DALL-E 3, so DALL-E 3 is a powerful AI tool that uses text prompts to generate stunning realistic images. Think of it as a magic paintbrush controlled by, just words. You simply describe what you want to see, and DALL-E 3 whips up a unique visual interpretation for you guys on that. Alright, so if you want to access or set up DALL-E 3, you just need to go ahead and go to your Google Chrome and type in over here DALL-E 3, and this will basically direct you to the OpenAI website where you can access DALL-E 3 without any problem. But make sure you got the plus version of ChatGPT, which is $20 per month, and in that you can get access to GPT-4, browse, create, and use GPTs, and additionally tools like Dall-E, browsing, advanced data analysis. So for today's video, our main focus is going to be Dall-E. So if you want to access Dall-E, you need to make sure you got the plus version of ChatGPT with you. Alright, and after that, if you are into the website of DALL-E 3, so this will basically be the interface. So you can see we have lots of images that people have already created, so you can look into that as well. And then you can see we have try in ChatGPT, so you need to go ahead and click on that. And this will basically direct you to Dall-E, which is inside of ChatGPT Plus, alright? And over here, you can see this is quite a simple interface where you get, let me turn your imagination into imagery by ChatGPT, and then we have message. So over here, you will type in your prompts, and then we have a pin sign as well, through which you can go ahead and upload images to Dall-E as well, and it will basically, generate the response out of that based on the image you provide, okay? Alright, so now let's talk about some of the features of Dall-E 3. So, the first one on our list is image generation. So, with Dall-E 3, you simply type in description, and voila, the AI generates an image that can be as wild or as realistic as you desire, okay? But the magic lies in how you word your prompt. So let's just say if I go to Dall-E 3 and I type in a simple prompt here, which is a cat dancing in a jungle wearing a safari hat. So this is a very basic prompt, so I'm going to show you the output for that in a minute, and I'm also going to be demonstrating a few more things. So let's just go ahead and wait for this output first of all. Alright, so here are the images of the cat dancing joyfully in a jungle while wearing a safari hat. So this looks like quite a beautiful image of a cat dancing in a jungle wearing a safari hat. So this was a very basic prompt, but you know what, we can go ahead and iterate the prompt and get more better results out of that as well. So how can you do that? So if I go ahead and open the first picture, and over here you can see we have download option and we have an I button over here, okay? So if I can go ahead and click on that, so now the Dall-E 3 also tells you the perfect prompt for the image, okay? So this is the prompt that you can go ahead and copy it. So this image basically belongs to that exactly prompt. So we have a whimsical scene of a cat dancing joyfully in a dense jungle setting. Then we have the cat fluffy and orange with distinctive stripes. So in this prompt, we have more and more details into that, right? So what this means is if you want to go ahead and create images in Dall-E 3, you need to be more and more efficient, more and more fluid with your prompts, right? So you need to provide more and more details into the prompt in order to get like good, perfect images. So here is what our prompt formula arises, which is the most important thing while creating images in DALL-E 3, all right? So the prompt formula for creating images with DALL-E 3 involves crafting a detailed and specific description to guide the image generation process. So, the effectiveness of a prompt greatly depends on how well it conveys the intended scenes, as well as objects, style, and mood. So here's a basic structure you can follow. So first of all, in the prompt formula, you need to provide the subject, which clearly describes the main subject of the image. So this could be like a person, animal, object, landscape, or any focal point. Then the next thing you need to provide in your prompt formula is environment or background. So, detail the setting or background where the subject is placed. So this could be like indoors, outdoors, fantasy, space, or anything. And the third thing you need to provide in your prompt formula is style and mood. So you need to specify the artistic style, like, impressionist, surreal, photorealistic, or anything like that. Then you need to provide color scheme. So if specific colors are important, mention them. Otherwise, DALL-E will choose colors that it thinks fit best, okay? So you can provide a color scheme if you want. Then you have additional details, so you can include any other specific elements you want in the image, like certain objects, weather conditions, time of day, or etc. And lastly, you need to provide diverse and inclusive descriptions. When describing people, so it is very important to include specific genders and descents to ensure diversity, okay? So now I'll provide you a perfect example of a prompt which contains everything in that for our formula. Okay, so we have a serene landscape of an ancient overgrown forest at sunrise. The light is soft and golden. Filtering through the dense foliage, a small crystal clear stream winds through the forest. The style is photorealistic, and the predominant colors are green and gold with hints of blue from the stream. In the foreground, a wise-looking middle-aged black woman in a green robe is sitting peacefully by the stream reading a book, okay? So check out the detail in the prompt, and this prompt basically contains everything that I told you in your prompt formula. So we have first of all subject, which is forest, and then the setting, which is anxious forest at sunrise, okay? And then we have the setting, which is anxious forest at sunrise, which is right over here, you guys can see. Then we have artistic style, which is photorealistic, which you can see right over here. And then we have provided the color scheme, which is green, gold, and blue, right? You can see over here as well. Then additional details are stream, woman reading a book, and then, includes a diverse human description like middle-aged black woman. So if I can go ahead and hit enter, and let's just see like how well it will perform now with a perfect prompt formula that contains literally everything that we provided, okay? So let's just wait for that. All right, so take a look at this. So now these images are absolutely beautiful. So, we have an old man, which is like a photorealistic image, and we have everything that we want in our image. So if you can go ahead and check out the prompt that it generated through GPT-4. So yeah, you guys can see, so this prompt looks quite a bit similar to what we provided. So that means we are playing absolutely perfect with DALL-E 3 right now. So this is a trick for you guys. Just, be precise in your prompts. Just provide subject, environment, style and mood, color scheme, additional details, diverse and inclusive descriptions in your prompts, and put it in DALL-E 3. And, you'll get the perfect results from DALL-E 3 like without any problem, all right? All right, so if I go ahead and provide you one more example of some portrait of an old man, so which contains everything that I just mentioned you of our prompt formula. So I'm just gonna go ahead and input in my prompt, which is create a highly detailed close-up portrait of an elderly South Asian man with a gentle expression. He has deep, thoughtful eyes, a white beard, and a weathered skin showing the marks of age. Is wearing a traditional richly embroidered kurta in shades of deep red and gold. The background should be simple, dark, blur setting to keep the focus on his face. The portrait style is classical, reminiscent of Renaissance paintings with soft, natural lighting. So it basically contains everything for prompt formula. So if I can go ahead and hit enter, so you'll see in a minute like how well it will perform with our new prompt formula, okay? All right, so take a look at these images, you guys. So these are absolutely perfect, just according to the details that we provided in our prompt. So it is a close-up portrait of an elderly South Asian man with a gentle expression. So it is right. He's a deep, thoughtful eyes. So you guys can see in the first image, it is absolutely perfect for that. Then we have he's wearing a traditional, richly embroidered kurta in shades of deep red and gold. So this looks perfect as well. The portrait is classical, reminiscent of Renaissance painting with soft natural lighting. So yeah, this is the soft natural lighting. and it was said it should have a full white beard. So it's absolutely perfect, right? So if I can go ahead and see the prompt for this as well. So you guys can see we got the same prompt as per of GPT-4 as well. So which means we are going absolutely perfect in our DALL-E 3. So this is the formula for you guys. Just, make sure to keep these things in your mind, and next time, no matter what, you're going to create the perfect images from DALL-E 3 like without any problem, all right? All right, so another cool feature about DALL-E 3 is image reimagination. So now what you can do is you can basically go ahead and upload images to DALL-E 3 and you can reimagine them as well. So for that, you need to go ahead and click on this pin option and it will direct you to your file explorer. You can go ahead and upload any image. Let's just say I want to upload this image. So this is basically, you can see an image of some urban areas. So to be exact, this is Germany, all right? So now I'm just going to go ahead and type in a prompt to DALL-E that, can you recreate this image but in a strange universe where everything is made up of vegetables? So now it will basically take in my prompt with this image and it will basically go ahead and reimagine this image that I have told, DALL-E to do in a strange universe where everything is made up of vegetables. So let's just go ahead and wait for that. All right, so take a look at these images, right? These are absolutely perfect. So, this was our image of an urban area. So now DALL-E basically has converted these images to cityscape transformed into a world where everything is made up of vegetables, right? So this is how basically the image reimagination feature works in DALL-E 3, all right? All right, so now let's talk about our next feature of DALL-E 3, which is image analysis. So now what you can do is you can upload images in DALL-E 3 that I just told you guys, and you can take descriptions from DALL-E 3, like I showed the prompt earlier that I told you. So let's just say if I go ahead and upload any image of a painting that I have with me, which is right over here. So this is a picture of a painting. So if I go ahead and prompt DALL-E 3 that, act as a curator at a world-known museum, can you tell us about this painting? Okay, so in image analysis, it's really a good trick to use act as before your prompt. Okay, so this way it will basically use GPT-4 and act as that particular person in order to demonstrate that image to you guys like more and more effectively. Okay, so let's just go ahead and hit enter and see like what description is going to provide me for this painting as acting as a curator. All right, so take a look at this, you guys. By acting as a curator at a well-known museum, it's saying this painting depicts a stylized coastal scene at sunset or sunrise characterized by its bold contrasts and vibrant color palette. The composition is relatively simple yet evocative. The focus is on a silhouette of a lighthouse standing on the edge of a dark shoreline. So basically, it's providing me all the details that you can get out of this painting. Yet this painting was really, really simple. It's just like a beachside with some tower, a moon, and just, birds flying on the top. But, acting as a curator, obviously, you can get lots of knowledge from this image, and the amazing feature of DALL-E 3, which is image analysis, just did that, acting as a curator. All right, so the next feature that we're going to talk about in DALL-E 3 is editing images with DALL-E 3. So you got your image, but it's not perfect yet. Don't worry, because DALL-E 3 also allows for post-generation editing. So let me show you how you can tweak colors, adjust elements, and transform your images into pure masterpieces. All right, so let's just say if I go to a DALL-E 3 and I prompt here to create me a portrait of a young man in mid-20s with city background. So as you know, this prompt is very short. I don't recommend you guys to go with this prompt, but this is just an analysis of how you can edit images with DALL-E 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and prompt this to DALL-E, and let me just go ahead and wait for the output first of all. All right, so take a look at this image. So this is a portrait of a young man in mid-20s with city background. So this looks absolutely perfect. So if I can go ahead and let's just say I want to edit this image and I want the background now to be some kind of a rural area, and I want to add something in the background or some kind of tweaks in the image. So I surely can do that with DALL-E 3. So I provide a prompt again to, can you add a faint image of the rising sun in the background for the first image? So I want, to edit the first image and change the background to rural area. So let's just see whether DALL-E 3 will help us do the changes that we want in our image or not. All right, so take a look at this. So, it basically added a faint image of the rising sun in the background and changed the background to a rural area. So, the portrait has been updated with the changes that I requested. So, this is how basically you can go ahead and edit your images. So you can literally go ahead and do that. You can change the subject even as well. So that's how flexible the DALL-E has become now. So, it has changed the background to rural area. We have the rising sun in the background now. So yeah, this was a new amazing feature of DALL-E 3, which is editing images, okay? All right, so now let's talk about the aspect ratios, like how you can change the aspect ratios in your DALL-E 3. So, aspect ratio might seem a bit technical, but they are critical in framing your art. So whether it's a wide landscape or a detailed portrait, choosing the right aspect ratio can dramatically change your image's impact, okay? So as you guys can see right over here, so this is a portrait image. So if I want, I can change this image into a landscape, all right? So let me just go ahead and tell you like how exactly can you do that. So I'm just gonna prompt DALL-E to, can you change this image to landscape aspect ratio? So let me just go ahead and see whether it will do that for me or not. All right, so take a look at this image, you guys. So, it has basically changed the aspect ratio of this image from portrait to landscape. And, not only that, it has also kept the details, the serene behind that, like the landscape art, everything. It has extended that detail so that, you can get lots of information in that landscape photo. Okay, so as you guys can see, the person is the same and we have like similar kind of clothing of the person, same face, same smile, same expression, but now with like extended background in our image. Okay, so the background is exactly the same. You can see we have like green fields with sunrise, and just we have more detail now in our landscape image instead of this portrait one. All right, so the next feature that we're going to talk about is text generation in images. Okay, so now with text generation in images, so you can incorporate text element into the images it generates, right? So this can be done like in various ways. You can either embed text into scenes, or you can do it in stylized text, like text as part of the objects, or imaginative text displays. So these are various ways. So let's just test out this feature and see how effective it is. So let's just say if I go to my DALL-E 3 and I type in my prompt, which is an old cozy bookshop with wooden shelves filled with antique books, a sign hanging above the door inside reads, "Open in elegant vintage script." Okay, so this is basically my text that I want in my image, and I provided everything, the setting, the scene, the mood, the style. So it will be an old cozy bookshop with wooden shelf filled with antique books. A sign hanging above the door inside reads, "Open in elegant vintage script." Okay, so now let's just go ahead and hit enter to see the output, like whether it will generate the text in your images like effectively or not. All right, so here you go, you guys. So now we have an old cozy bookshop with wooden shelves filled with antique books. A sign hanging above the door inside reads, "Open in elegant vintage script." So I think for text generation in images, like DALL-E 3 is the perfect tool to go for, because it provides literally the exact text that you want in your images, okay? So this was just an example of how you can, integrate like simple one-word text into images. So let's just say if I go ahead and provide like 3 to 4 words into the images, like those kind of text. So let's just see whether DALL-E 3 will be able to integrate those into the images or not. So let's just say if I go to my DALL-E 3 and I provide in my prompt, a bustling futuristic cityscape at night with towering skyscrapers in the foreground, a large neon sign display the phrase, "Welcome to the future," in bright glowing letters. Okay, so these are like 3 to 4 words now. So firstly, we had only one word, so DALL-E 3 was able to integrate that very effectively. So now let's just see whether DALL-E 3 will be able to integrate this into the image or not. All right, so here you go, guys. So for the first image, I cannot see any text, "Welcome to the future," but if I go to my next image, so we have like some kind of text which is "Welcome to the future." So I think we have some typos over here, so no problem, we can go ahead and rectify these typos by typing in a prompt once again. So I can go ahead and write, in the second image, please rectify the typo and write "Welcome to the future." Let's just go ahead and hit enter, like see whether DALL-E 3 will able to rectify that or not. All right, so now take a look at this image. So now in our image, we have the exact scene that we wanted for our image, which was, bustling futuristic cityscape at night with towering skyscrapers in the foreground, a large neon sign display the phrase, "Welcome to the future," in bright glowing letters. So if I go ahead and open this picture, so now we have the perfect text in our image which says "Welcome to the future." Okay, so this is now you can go ahead and generate text into your images. So let's just say if DALL-E 3 does some typo, don't worry at all. You can just type in more and more prompt. Like just keep on playing with DALL-E 3 until you get your perfect text in your image, all right? All right, so these were the features of DALL-E 3. Now, let's just go ahead and discuss some of the prompt parameters or modifiers that are really important for effective prompting in DALL-E 3. So prompt modifiers are basically keywords or phrases added to the base prompt or to guide the AI in generating images that better align with specific requirements. So, these modifiers influence various aspects of, let's just say, the generated image, such as it can be like subject, style, or quality, or anything like that. Here are the 6 main types of prompt modifiers or parameters for you. So first of all, we have subject terms. So subject terms are the wording that describes the main subject of the image. So this can be a landscape at a dawn. So then we have style modifiers. So these are basically the references that direct the AI to create images in a particular artistic style. For example, like in the animation style of Pixar. Then the third one we have is image prompts. Then we have quality boosters, repetitions, and magic terms, okay? So these all are the 6 main types of prompt modifiers or parameters that are really important while prompting effectively in DALL-E 3. So let me just go ahead and, merge all of these prompt modifiers and parameters and do it in a single prompt, okay? So for that, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to my DALL-E 3, an ultra-modern kitchen showcasing a sleek stainless steel coffee machine rendered in a great detail with a style reminiscent of modern architectural photography that would trend on the design blogs. Okay, so this is the prompt that contain all the prompt modifiers. So here you can see we have the subject terms, which is modern kitchen or coffee machine. So these are the 2 subject terms. And then we have the style modifiers, which are reminiscent of modern architectural photography. Then we have quality boosters, which are trending on design blogs. Then you have repetition, which is great detail. So, you can go ahead and use repetition as well if you want to get more and more enhanced quality. So, these all are very useful to produce a graphic that would, otherwise take hours to create for you. So let me just go ahead and click send message and see like what output DALL-E is going to provide me for that. All right, so take a look at this image, you guys. So this look absolutely perfect. So we have ultra-modern kitchen showcasing a sleek, stainless coffee machine. So this we have a coffee machine rendered in a great detail. So, we have great detail in this image, no doubt. Then with the style reminiscent of modern architecture photography that would trend on design blogs. So these kind of images you can simply go ahead and use in your blog. So this is what our prompt modifiers or prompt parameters can do to our images, okay? All right, so now comes the fun part. I'll be providing some of the prompt examples of every category that you want to generate images of. So I'll be providing prompt examples for realistic images, portraits, logos, 3D renders, anime characters, and landscapes as well, all right? So let's just say you want to create any images of those categories. So in this section, I'll be providing the perfect prompts that you can use in order to create like these kind of images with yourself. So first of all comes the realistic images. So for that, I'm just going to go ahead and go to my DALL-E 3 and provide in a prompt. Let's just say a realistic image of an astronaut floating in space with Earth in the background, capturing the reflection of the planet in the visor of the helmet. Okay, so in this prompt, you can see it's short, but it contains everything. We have like the subject, the object, then we have setting, mood, style, light, each and everything in this prompt. So if I can go ahead and hit enter, let's just see the output for that. All right, so take a look at this realistic image. So, this is a guy in space, and this is an astronaut floating in space with Earth in the background. So we have Earth in the background over here, as you guys can see. And then it's capturing the reflection of the planet in the visor of the helmet. So, this looks absolutely perfect. It's as realistic as it gets. Okay, so let's just say if I provide one more prompt for this category, which is realistic images. So this time I am writing a photorealistic image of a chef of a Hispanic decent in a bustling restaurant kitchen, expertly garnishing a dish with fresh herbs, okay? So let's just see the output for this one now. All right, so take a look at this realistic image. So this is a chef who is in a Hispanic descent in a bustling restaurant kitchen, expertly garnishing a dish with fresh herbs. So this look as realistic as it gets, okay? All right, so now let's come to our next example, which are portraits, okay? So for that, let's just say if you want to create any portrait, let's just say Renaissance style or modern artist portrait. So You can do that very easily. I'll be providing you the prompt for that. So let's just say I write a portrait in the style of Renaissance paintings depicting a woman of Middle Eastern descent with intricate clothing and a serene expression set against a dark, moody background. So let's see the output for this one now. Alright, so here we have a portrait in a style of Renaissance paintings depicting a woman of Middle Eastern descent with intricate clothing and a serene expression set against a dark, moody background. So, through these perfect prompts, you can get exceptional portraits of any human being or any person you like, okay? So now let's jump to the logos. And for the logos, let's just say I want to have an eco-friendly brand logo or a tech startup logo. So I'll be telling you prompts for both of these categories. So for the eco-friendly brand logo, I'll be providing a prompt, a clean, modern logo for an eco-friendly brand, incorporating a green leaf and a water droplet symbol with a brand name Eco Essence in a sleek font, okay? So our logo will contain this name, and it will be a green leaf with water droplet, okay? So let's just see the output for this one now. Okay, so check out these images. So we have a clean, modern logo for an eco-friendly blank, incorporating a green leaf and water droplet symbol. So this is exactly what we're looking for with Eco Essence as our logo title, okay? So now with DALLE-3, you can also create logos without any problem. So let's just say if you want to create another logo for a tech startup business, so you can do that very easily. So I'll be providing a prompt like a futuristic logo for a tech startup named Quantum Core, combining a stylized Q and an atom symbol in shades of blue and silver. So let's just see the output for this one now. Alright, so here we go. We have a futuristic logo of a startup named Quantum Core, combining a stylized Q and an atom symbol in the shades of blue and silver. So for that, these logos look absolutely perfect, okay? So now let's jump to our next category, which are 3D renders. And let's just say I want to create a futuristic car design, a 3D render of that. So I'll be providing a prompt like a 3D render of a futuristic electric sports car, sleek and aerodynamic with glowing LED accents showcased on a rotating display platform, okay? Let's just see what kind of 3D renders the DALLE-3 can provide me with this amazing prompt, okay? Alright, so take a look at this. This is a 3D render of a futuristic electric sports car, sleek and aerodynamic with glowing LEDs, as you guys can see, showcased on a rotating display platform. For that, these images look absolutely perfect, especially the second one, okay? Alright, so now let's jump to the anime characters. So as you guys know, like anime characters are the hardest job for any tool to do in order to create those kind of images, but DALLE-3 is really smart in that. I'll telling you guys how it can effectively do that for you. So I'll be providing in my prompt, which is an anime style character, a young female warrior with long flowing blue hair and armor, wielding a crystal sword, standing atop a windswept cliff, okay? Let's see the output for this prompt now. Alright, so take a look at these images, you guys. So these are absolutely perfect. Anime style character, a young female warrior. So these animes looks absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's test one more example for our anime characters. And this time I'll be providing a steampunk inverter type of example. So I'll provide in my prompt, which is an anime depiction of a male inventor in a steampunk attire, complete with goggles and a mechanical arm, working in a workshop full of gears and steam-powered machines, okay? So let's just go ahead and see what kind of anime character now it will generate for this description, okay? Alright, so take a look at these amazing animes, right? So these look absolutely perfect, no doubt at all. So these animes are exactly what we wanted. So our description was an anime depiction of a male inventor in a steampunk attire, complete with goggles. So we have goggles over here and a mechanical arm. So we have mechanical arm in both of the images. So this is perfect. And the other description that we put was working in a workshop full of gears and steam-powered machines. So if you look closely, this is a workshop of machines and, those arms that we wanted. So, for anime character or anime style designing, I think for today's date, DALLE-3 is a perfect tool you can try for anime character generation, okay? Alright, so now last but not least, we have the amazing category of landscapes. So let's just go ahead and try some of the landscape examples for you. So let's say first of all, I provide an example of mountain sunrise. So we have a breathtaking landscape showing a sunrise over a peaceful mountain range with vibrant colors in the sky and a tranquil lake in a foreground reflecting the scenery. Okay, let's see the output for this one now. Alright, so take a look at these images. So we have landscape that we exactly wanted from our prompt. So this is a breathtaking landscape showing a sunrise over a peaceful mountain range, which is absolutely perfect with vibrant colors in the sky and a tranquil lake in the foreground reflecting the scenery, okay? Alright, so now let's try a last example of an alien planet exploration. For that, I'll be providing a prompt, a science fiction landscape of an alien planet featuring exotic vegetation, floating rocks, and a distant view of multiple moons in the sky under a purple and green aurora. Okay, let's just see the output for this one now. All right, so check out these images. These landscapes look absolutely perfect. So we have a science fiction landscape of an alien planet featuring exotic vegetation, floating rocks, as you guys can see, a distant view of multiple moons in the sky, which is absolutely perfect, under a purple and green aurora, okay? So for this prompt, these images are absolutely perfect for the context, all right? So there you go. These are all the prompts that you need to create perfect images for all the categories. These prompts are tailored to help DALLE-3 generate detailed and specific images in each of these categories, leveraging its strength in creating diverse, realistic, and imaginative views. Like, doesn't matter which one you want, okay? Alright, so there you have it, guys. We have reached the end of our journey into the world of DALLE-3. But this is just the beginning of yours. The tools are in your hands, the canvas awaits, and the possibilities are infinite. So yeah, I hope you guys like this detailed explanation of DALLE-3, and I hope to see you guys in some other one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.